Today I want to talk about the 3 guns that you need to have for the apocalypse. Now, when I say apocalypse, we're going to use that kind of as a blanket term for everything. The apocalypse, zombies, or just the end of society, the end of government collapse, economy collapses, maybe another country's military invades and splits the country. You'll think of like a Red Dawn type thing. We're just going to use apocalypse as just a all-encompassing term for crap hits the fan. How about that? So I'm going to talk about the 3 guns that you need to have. Let's get to it. Let's see what number 1 is.
The power of Grayskull.
Where on earth did you get these?
Number 1, sidearm, having a pistol. Now, this one should be kind of a given, right? Having a good handgun that stays with you during the apocalypse, whatever that may be, should have this all the time. Now, I didn't want to, when thinking about this video, I didn't want to be kind of preaching on you on specifics, right? I wanted to keep this kind of broad. But in this one, I am going to, and I'll give you a reason. I am going to tell you what I feel you should do in this in regards to a brand. Okay, when I say have a sidearm, and as much as this pains me, it probably should be a Glock. Why do I say that? Okay. And if you've watched my videos, you kind of know how I feel about the Glocks. But in this one, in the apocalypse we're talking about, having a Glock will guarantee that you have a firearm that is very common in our country, meaning there were probably going to be a lot of parts out there, magazines, and different components that you're going to be able to either barter for, if there is some type of a barter structure set up, depending how long this apocalypse goes for, or you're able to scavenge. Most likely, wherever you go, you're probably going to find Glocks. That is why I recommend having a Glock. Now, I have multiple pistols, but in this scenario where we're talking about the apocalypse, like I said, as much as it pains me, have the Glock. Okay, now we'll kind of talk about some accessories with it. Having the handgun, have it set up with a good suppressor also. Now, are you going to be able to service the suppressor in apocalypse? Probably not. But if you maintain it, keep it clean, the things that you need to do with it, if it has O-rings in your booster, keep it oiled or lubricated in some way, it's good. Now, we're talking apocalypse. Are you operating? Are you out scavenging? Are you defending the homestead? There could be a lot of things you're going to do, and being quiet about it, quieter about it, to not give away your location or your proximity to others that are trying to identify a gunshot is probably a good thing. So a Glock, very common to find out there. Preferably be able to suppress that. And the time to get these things, the best time to do this is now. Do it while you have the internet. Get these parts, get supporting parts. And I know how gun owners are. I know how I was early on in the gun owning. I always wanted the next best thing. Wanted to buy the next accessory or the optic or the whatever. The cheap parts, get your extra firing pins, your springs, whatever parts. Have a rebuild kit or 2 for your farm. It's not going to cost you a lot of money. Put it away. Label it. Put it in a container. Put it in your parts bin, on your shelf, or wherever. Get the extra parts now. Now that you can get them. You can go on the internet right now. You can pause this video and order all the parts for your Glock and not have a lot of money invested in it. Get those supporting items now while you can. And then when something happens where the internet's cut off, shipping's not available, or a total collapse of things, you have those parts. Okay? So we're talking number 1, a good sidearm, preferably Glock, be able to suppress it. Have the suppressor and supporting equipment now. Let's go on to number 2, a PCC. pistol caliber carbine. I don't see this a lot when we're talking about apocalypse videos. I don't see a lot of people mentioning these. And I'm going to explain why I feel this should be your number 2 gun to have. And suppressor. So with the PCC, more than likely will be the same caliber as the number 1 gun that I mentioned is your sidearm, right? Your pistol. Helps with your logistics of or your storage, and it helps with you building your stock now of ammo. The less calories you have to inventory and keep and buy, the better and easier it's going to be, right? So with PCC, this one here is a Scorpion. It's a CZ Scorpion in 9mm. Nice thing with the PCC, you're going to have 30 rounds of a pistol caliber. In this case, it's 9mm. Multiple magazines, easy to carry. If you have a placard, put them in pockets, however you're going to carry them, but it's easy to reload. You got a lot of firepower. The 9mm is gonna modern bullets are going to be very effective and do a lot of things. It's gonna get you good penetration. You're going to get some decent range. Recoil is manageable, very manageable, and add the suppressor, and you are going to quiet down your signature. Depending on what you're doing, if you're going out and you're scavenging, you're protecting your property, you just don't want, there's so many different scenarios, but the quieter you can be, the better. And if you do have to fire, you have to discharge the fire, whatever you're doing, it's going to be harder for somebody to locate you, tell the direction, especially if you're in a city environment. It's just going to help you. It's going to help you in aspect for your hearing. It's going to help you be able to communicate with the team that you're working with. If you have a couple people, if you're all running suppressed, it's just an all around. It's just a good idea to be able to suppress everything that you have. Okay, so the PCC, I don't see it a lot in these lists. 9mm is still going to get you good penetration. You're going to have some good, decent knockdown power. It's going to be effective. But the big thing is you're going to be able to aim this and be a lot more solid than your sidearm. And then typically you have a little bit longer barrel, so you're going to get a little more velocity out of it, a little bit. But really, with this platform, you're going to be more stable. Okay, when you're bringing it up, you're doing your aiming, whatever you're, be able to present this, you're going to be able to be stable with it and get good shots on target. And you're going to be able to carry a lot of ammunition. It's very maneuverable. So with this, you can take this down, put it in a bag, take the suppressor off. However, you can, if you're kind of doing the gray man thing, look up the gray man. If you don't want people to know your arm, you just carry it in a bag where you can deploy it easily, quickly. It's a good option. The PCC, I think, is overlooked in these scenarios. With it being 9mm, you're going to find ammo out there. If you have to go scavenge for ammo, 9mm is the most common handgun round in our country. So it would make sense to have the PCC. You're going to have, pick your PCC. I'm not going to tell you a brand. Pick out what works for you, what's comfortable, what's reliable, and then start loading up on your magazines. Get a lot of mags. Have a good weapon light. Have batteries to support that. Do it now while you can get the stuff. We're not in a crisis. You're not, the apocalypse isn't starting. Well, not that I know of. I haven't heard anything yet. But with your light, get some rechargeable batteries. Get the charger, but then have other means, because you might not be able to plug it in the wall. Get a solar charger. Get some other, get a battery bank that can replenish with solar that you can charge from. Get supporting equipment for your guns, is what I'm saying. If you're running an optic, okay, depending if they're, 2032s, the call them button cell batteries. Stock up on them. Go to Amazon right now, and you can get cards, sheets of these batteries for not a lot of money. You could get a lifetime of these batteries for, you know, 20 bucks, 30 bucks. But have them. Put them away now. They have a 10 to 15, 20-year shelf life on them. They're going to be good for you. Store them in the right temperature and you know, and how they recommend storing them. You have plenty of batteries. Get your sporting stuff like I talked about with your pistol. Get some firing pins. Get some of the small springs. Get some of the components now. Put them away. And then if the apocalypse never happens, you're out the shooting range with your buddies and something breaks, you got the parts. You don't have to wait to order them. You have them. Okay? So it works out. You know, I'm not trying to be one of these doomsday preppers and doom and gloom and all this, but you get the stuff now, support your guns, and the apocalypse never happens, you still use it. Same with your suppressor. Get some parts you can, different adapters, muzzle devices, and whatnot. So the PCC, number 2 in the list, PCC of your choice. Very handy to have. You can store it easily. You can deploy it quickly. It's very stable. The recoil is manageable. And then if it's not the apocalypse, they're just fun as heck to shoot. Okay, that's number 2. Let's see what I'm going to recommend for number 3. Now, these aren't necessarily, I guess, in order. When I say number 1, handgun, I guess we could reverse this. But in all, having the combination of all 3, I guess they're not really in order. Number 1, you have to have a pistol. But these are the 3 guns you should have. So the third one on the list is, third on my list, have you a good AR platform. Now, I'm just talking platform. Now, I didn't say have a good 5.56 AR. Have a good AR platform. And this one here, I've used this in some of the other videos, is a 300 Blackout. I am huge on the 300 Blackout, and here's why. Now, Apocalypse. Okay, let's tell you why I love the 300 Blackout. With 300 Blackout, you could go supersonic with a lighter bullet. You know, you get 110 grain, 120, 25 grain. They have great velocity. You're going to get some good barrier penetration, depending on what you know, shooting through windshields of cars, side doors, whatever. It's going to be an all-around good round in your supersonic. Okay? In subsonic, you get to a 200 and up, 200 plus grain bullet. You get to subsonic. When you're running suppressed, really makes these things quiet. You still get pretty decent performance, but man, they turn to be really quiet. So in the apocalypse setting, depending on what it is we're talking about for the apocalypse, again, being quiet is going to be very crucial, and making your location hard to pinpoint if you do have to shoot is even better. That way you can do what you got to do, shoot whatever, get what you're getting, or get out of the situation if you're retreating, whatever it is. But you shoot. If you can make it harder for somebody that's in the area to figure out where it's coming from, if they're trying to get to you, if they're against you, let's just say that, having the enemy or an adversary or a hostile, making it harder for them to figure out exactly where you are by the sound of your report is a good thing. You can do what you got to do and get out. Okay. 300 Blackout, suppressed. Now, I said number 3 on the list, I said AR platform, right? So the 300 Blackout, you're thinking, whoa, it is getting more common. It's getting more popular now. But is there going to be a lot of that ammo out in the wild if I run out and I have to go scavenge? Honestly, probably not. So the platform, like I said, have your good 300 that you like, that functions for you, has set up. This one here has a light, has a red dot optic, same as the other. Have your batteries and means to support your batteries. But if you need to, say you run out of ammo and you need to switch things up a bit, 5.56 upper, bolt right on here, 2 pins. You can swap your bolt out. Your bolt will work in the 5.56. Now you've gotten to a caliber that's going to be very easy to find out there, because the 5.56 is probably the most common rifle round, I would probably say, because there's so many ARs in our country. Getting 5.56 is going to be easy for your 223. Okay, so have an upper, and see this is also suppressed. Has your optic. All the batteries are interchangeable. Have a 5.56 upper ready to go if you need to switch out for, and it could be mission specific. Your team, your guys with you, whatever, are all running 5.56. Okay, you can switch 5.56 and go to work. But if you, I myself recommend the 300 blackout to start with. Use it for, you know, most everything you're going to do, but have the versatility to switch to 5.56, to change your upper out if you need to, I think is a very good plan. And I don't know if a lot of people think about that. Now, a lot can be said for different calibers. I mean, you could start, I mean, if you have a abundance of 350 Legend and you have a 350 Legend upper, that works too. But having the 5.56, I think, is crucial, because that's going to be the ammo that's going to be the most easily found when things happen. Okay, so just like the others, I explained to you, you know, why I think it's important, but having the supporting things, get your firing pins, your gas rings for your for the bolt, get a, you know, a lower parts kit would be great, but get your parts now, because they're not very expensive. Build up, have the tools, have the knowledge to be able to support these weapons, to be able to maintain them, and then put that stuff away. And like I said, apocalypse never happens. You're out the range shooting, you're out hunting, whatever, you break your gun breaks, you have the parts to support it. Okay, so those are the top 3 guns. We talked about the pistol that you have in your handgun, having it on you all the time. Your PCC, sharing the same caliber as your handgun. Low recoil, low report with the suppressor, easy to conceal if you have to go move outside of the house. I told you to look up the Gray Man thing. That's going to be another video, but look that up. And then number 3, we talked about the AR platform, AR-15, and I suggest 300 blackout. I listed the reasons, and then 5.56. Now, let's kind of do a bonus thing. Those are the top 3 I think everybody should have ready to go, have all the stuff supported. But let's throw in a bonus in here, and let's talk about, let's add a 4th to this, or let's do that. Another platform, something else you probably should have in Apocalypse. Let's call it number 4. I said this is going to be the top 3. The 3 you need to have. I'm going to throw another one. So let's call this the bonus. All right, bonus content. 22 rifle. 22 long rifle. Probably something you should have in the Apocalypse. But it's probably something you already have. Most gun owners that I know start with a 22 or got a 22 passed on to them. Not everybody has them. So I didn't really want to put that in the list, but I think it should be mentioned. So with your 22, this is a Ruger 1022. I like this platform because you can run 10-round magazine that will fit flush in the gun, okay? Or you can go like this is a Ruger 25-round mag. They have 30-round mags and other brands, but you can go to a higher capacity if needed, okay? 22, very versatile. Small game, you could protect, you know, against other humans. There's a lot you can do with the 22. Don't let it fool you because it's so small. But the 22 ammo is everywhere. That's going to be really easy to find in the Apocalypse. So again, suppressor. This one I'm going to talk about because we're talking 22, Ruger 1022. This suppressor is a, of course, I'm going to say quick detach, but it's pretty tight. So, got your suppressor here. This is a Glock 44, 22 long rifle. Uses the same interface here. We can quickly swap this suppressor onto the pistol. So I said a 22 platform for the bonus content. I think you probably should have a 22 rifle and a pistol combo. And like here, we're sharing the suppressor. So you need to be quiet if you're going to go out hunting. If you need to, get your dinner, squirrel, if it's been apocalypse for a while, now you're used up your supplies. You can't really scavenge for more. You got to hunt, be quiet about it, right? 22 pistol, suppressor, go on your 22 rifle as well. The good thing with these, with the suppressor off, you can still shoot these. They'll run fine. This is running the a Gemtech. It's a quad lug, 4 lug, quick attach setup. And I do like that for the 22, and they're made for 22s. So bonus content, have 22 long rifle. Very versatile, very common to find, easy for anyone in your group, your kids, whoever, to shoot. Not very loud, you can suppress it, and they're crazy quiet at that point. So that's what I wanted to talk about today, the apocalypse and some guns and gears to have with it. Down in the comments below, let me know what you think. Is your list a little different? Have you thought about it in different ways? Let me know what you think. We'll discuss it. We'll have more videos like this. So I appreciate you. Thanks for watching. Over here, check this little guy out. Click that. That's going to bring you to our channel page. You subscribe. That's great. Over here, check out our other videos. You'll see some other great content, some stuff. Now, if you really like what you saw here, you want to see more of it, subscribe. But what I'm really asking you to do, share the content. Share it on your social medias. If you like what you saw here, you like some of my other videos, share it with your friends. Get me out there to where more people can see it. That helps me grow. And I appreciate you. We'll catch you on the next one. Unless apocalypse starts. Then I don't know. I appreciate you. Thanks.